We all want to talk about the coolest training methods, the newest diets, or the best training programs. In reality, if you want to maximize body composition changes, it's all about stress management. We live in a high stress world, and sadly it messes up with our hormonal balance. Being always stressed out forces us to overproduce cortisol. By overproducing cortisol in the long run, it makes really hard to recover in the evening, so you never fully recover, and you'll build up your muscles or replenish your energy stores, for example. But in the long run, it can also have a very negative impact on testosterone levels and estrogen levels, which are important for muscle growth, and obviously libido, for example. First sign, by the way, of having excessive cortisol level because of being overstressed is a loss of libido. If you have a sudden drop in libido, it's because your cortisol level has been elevated excessively for a long while, and your testosterone and estrogen level are going down, which will make it a lot harder to build muscle. By the way, estrogen is also very anabolic. Most people think that it's a bad hormone. Well, women need to rely on estrogen to build muscle because it increases the production of IGF-1, which is very anabolic in women. Also in men, but women rely on it more because they have lower testosterone levels and less androgen receptors. So that's one negative impact of bad stress management. Of course, being overstressed all the time will also make you more insulin resistant. Insulin resistant means that when you are eating carbs, I'm pumping out even more insulin because my cells don't respond well to it. So, and as long as insulin level is too high, I'm not good at taking fat that is stored in my muscles and liberating to use for fuel. So if my insulin is high, it's very hard to lose fat. If I'm insulin resistant, I overproduce insulin, so it takes a long while to go back down, making it a lot harder to get lean. Now, the more cortisol I produce over the long run, the more insulin resistant I become, because the cortisol always elevates blood sugar, and that elevation in blood sugar needs insulin to be released, which over time makes me resistant to insulin. Because if it's always pumping out, then my cells stop responding to it. Just like at first when you drink one beer, you get drunk, but after years of drinking, then you might drink 24 and you're fine. So that's another negative aspect of stress. Cortisol can also decrease the conversion of the hormone T3, thyroid hormone T4, into thyroid hormone T3. The T4 is inactive. The T3 is responsible for increasing metabolic rate. So if cortisol is constantly elevated over the long run, then my metabolic rate could go down because my T3 level goes down also. So if I'm always overproducing cortisol because my stress management is not good, my body composition will go to crap. It will be harder to build muscle because cortisol itself is catabolic, because it decreases testosterone and estrogen. My libido will also go down, and I will get fatter because it makes me insulin resistant, and it also is decreasing my T3 level. Another benefit is that it will make me retain water because cortisol makes you retain water by increasing the antidiuretic hormone. In other words, the more stressed you are, the more likely you are to look like crap. So it is really important to learn to manage stress if you want to look your best. The more stressed you are, the harder it will be to look your best. So you always use strategies to try to manage that.